Correct. I'm just speaking to my director. We're going to move straight on to our next interview now. As you know, our breaking story this morning is that of the passing of Ray Phiri, and he was admitted to the hospital. I think it was the Mediclinic, Nelspruit Mediclinic, and we're going to be talking to their spokesperson, Robert Bard, right now. Obviously, we're not allowed to ask too many details about exactly what had happened, but we, of course, are going to be getting that spokesperson on the line and onto the program just to confirm the passing of Ray Phiri, and of course we do know the cause is of lung cancer, but we'll just get more details in just a short while.
In my lifetime, never had it so good. My sad life has become a blessing. I found myself in the form of a song. Telling a story has become an obsession. We used to be seekers of the truth, you and me. Now reduced, ridiculed, broken and confused, living in shadows. If I was to fight for your love, if I was to fight for your love, 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 I'd come out a winner. Sweeter than candy, for your life, your life, your life.
All right, you're listening to the sounds of the late Ray Phiri, who unfortunately passed away this morning. We were going to be talking to the Mediclinic, the Nelspruit Mediclinic. We'll get them back on the line in just a short while. Really, all they're going to be doing is confirming the passing, the time, and all of those essentials. But what we want to do right now, before we speak to, I think it's Robert Bard from the Mediclinic, let's chat to Bongani Madondo. He's a cultural theorist and a journalist by trade. To speak about the life and times of Ray Phiri. A very good morning to you, Bongani. Thanks so much for talking to us. I can imagine you have been as shocked as we are to hear the news of the passing of Ray Phiri.
Hi, Leanne, in South Africa. I'm gutted, completely gutted. Yeah. I didn't see this one coming.
Yeah. It's
Ray Phiri, Ray Chikapa, he's known as Chikapa to all his closest friends. Chikapa Phiri was born on the 23rd March 1947. That makes him 70 this year. And he grew up in the streets of Nelspruit, a mining compound, specifically in a place called Hermansburg. His father comes from Malawi, and his mother, Mina, was a troubadour. This guy, the way he has touched South Africa and the world, not only South Africa, the entire world, it's immeasurable in words. He comes from a great soul black tradition of solo musicians, solo male musicians and bands like Jacob Mpanya and Hadebe, Kori Muraba, Babsim Langeni, Urik Sekhale, Alikat, the Black Five, and so on. The Movers, the Pages, Push, the Young Cannibals. And the way he touched on the world through Graceland, working with Stimela and Paul Simon and Miriam Makeba, was really changed, black pop international, African pop international. And so for us to leave him this way, for him to leave us this way, I'm not going to forgive him anytime soon.
Yeah, it is. It's exceptionally sad, and it seemed to have happened so fast. I mean, everybody you speak to, we spoke just a little bit earlier to Hot Sticks Mabuzo, and he was saying he was with him. I mean, and they had a beautiful friendship as well. And he actually didn't know, and it all came as a great shock. I mean, as far as you know, it was this diagnosis something that came out of nowhere. I mean, as unfortunately one is diagnosed with cancer, but you know, something that just came so fast and took him in the shortest time.
You know, Leanne, my answer, I would like my answer to make people pause and think about our lives as people. Sometimes you think an illness comes and just snatches you like a vulture. But usually what happens is that artists, writers, and ordinary human beings, we carry different kinds of ailments within our souls and our bodies as we step forward into the daily mundanities of life. So sometimes, you know, you might have been sick for quite a long time, but dealing with it, almost everyone is sick. South Africa is sick, whichever way. You know, we've got psychosomatic illnesses as well, you know. So maybe he had cancer for a long time and he was dealing with it. Maybe it came out of nowhere. I think that doesn't matter. What matters is that we've lost a major cultural figure, a major musical figure, a major sort of historian of song, you know, an archive, a mobile archive, a human archive, you know, treasure trove of an artist, you know. Within him and with him will go along sort of a body of our work, a body of our stories. But I hope, and that's where TV, radio, and print media comes in, that he will live, and he's leaving his stories behind, some of his music behind, or all of his music behind. And when we play his music, we'll rejoice, we'll reaffirm the spirit, the work that he's left for us, the gift that is left for us. Yeah. So basically, cancer didn't win. Ray Phiri won. Viva Ray Phiri, long live Ray Phiri.
Yeah. Bongani, you speak about how big Ray Phiri was. How big was he internationally as well? You know, sometimes we actually forget how much of an impact our musicians are making overseas. You know, we love and revere them here, but internationally, how did he do?
He was major, and I'll tell you why. I'll give you practical examples. So the other day, I'm driving with him. He came to pick me up here at home with his friend Jabusi Bumbe. They were doing one of the last albums that Stimela did, a reunion album featuring Thandiswa Mazwai. And so we were talking about this and that, especially about Graceland, because you should remember that in the mid to late 80s, he worked with Paul Simon. In fact, he helped revive Paul Simon's career in the US and internationally through Graceland. So he worked with Paul Simon and together with Bagitu Kumalo, Vusi Kumalo, General M.D. Shirinda, who just died a week or two ago, and a whole lot of South Africans, yeah? And they taught the world. They taught the world through Grace, with Graceland. And Ray Phiri, in fact, what's his name? Paul Simon offered Ray Phiri and Jabusi Bumbe a deal to stay, and they refused. They said they want to come back home. But that was not the first time. Jabusi Bumbe was offered a deal by Miles Davis to say, come play with me. So the entire Stimela really could have decided to stay in the US and work in the US. But they chose Africa, they chose their beginning, they chose home. So yes, internationally, he's, like I said to you, to give examples, there's an album called The Indestructible Beat of Soweto. You know, and when you listen to that and you listen to some of Masakane and Johnny Clegg's work, you can see footprints of musicians that came out of the time that Ray Phiri did. And then, together with those musicians, because he was not only a solo artist, he didn't work alone. You know, with that 80s, late 80s group of troubadours, international South African troubadours, they changed the world as to how pop music would be listened and received up to today.
All right, we leave it there. Bongani, thank you so much for talking to us and reminiscing and just, I suppose, talking to us about this legend, Ray Phiri, that was a great friend of Morning Live, I have to say. He visited us on so many occasions, and always seeing his smile walking through that door was a great highlight. So he is going to be sorely missed by all of us here at Morning Live and the rest of South Africa. But of course, we're thinking of his family at this very, very sad time. I know it's 8:30 now, and this, of course, is our top story that we're looking at this morning, the breaking news of the passing of Ray Phiri. We reported that he was admitted into the Nelspruit Mediclinic, where he was diagnosed with lung cancer, and we've got on the line the spokesperson from the Mediclinic, Robin Bard. Obviously not going into too many details, Robin, about the cause of death for Ray Phiri, which I imagine was what we have been reporting on, but can you sort of tell us a little bit more about his passing, the time, how long he's been in the hospital?
Well, thank you and good morning. Yes, sadly enough, we have to confirm the passing of Mr. Ray Phiri. He passed away in the early hours of this morning, and then on behalf of the family, who are in deep pain and shock at the loss, they just wanted us to express their gratitude and appreciation for the country and everybody's prayers, and request that we honour his wishes for privacy right until the end. They also asked me to reveal that his details of his funeral arrangements will be forthcoming in short due course.
Yeah. The process from here on out now, obviously the family have left the hospital at this stage and are mourning in the privacy of their own homes.
That's indeed true, yes.
Yeah. Robin, I'm going to leave it there. There's not too much I can ask you. Obviously, it's very confidential information that you do have, but as the times and days go by, we'll certainly learn a lot more. But thank you for confirming the passing of Ray Phiri, who was born on the 23rd of March, 1947, in Nelspruit in Mpumalanga. He started playing the guitar at a very, very young age. Growing up, the young Phiri was surrounded by musical instruments such as the piano and drums. He was inspired by his late father, Kanyama Phiri, to take up music. Phiri had his lucky break when he danced for the Dark City Sisters. From the gig, he saved up enough money to travel to this big city of Johannesburg. He's the founding member of the Cannibals, a 1970s soul music group. The group was later disbanded, and Phiri went on to start Stimela, which means train in Sesotho. The group went on to successfully produce gold and platinum-winning albums like Fire, Passion and Ecstasy in 1991, Look and Listen and Decide, that was in 92, as well as the controversial People Don't Talk, So Let's Talk, and much, much more to this incredible legend's history. Let's take a break. We'll have more after this. Do stay tuned.